Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Ashley. I'm a makeup enthusiast. And if you're not already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification because you want to be notified when I upload. I upload 3 videos a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'd love for you to join my little family of chaos and mayhem. If you hear traffic, I live by a road. Or if you hear children, I have kids and they like to be crazy. So with that being said, let's hop into this Kosas foundation review. Don't mind the lighting, it's kind of weird. Anyways, we're going to be talking about the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. Broad spectrum SPF 25. So, as soon as I seen this, I was like, oh, I need that because I love the concealer. This is the first and only concealer that I have. Well, not only, but one of the first concealers I've ever finished and scooped everything out of it. And then immediately before it was done, purchased another one. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. As soon as I seen this like sneak peek on Trend Mood, I was like, I need that. Yes, please. Because I love their concealer. Revealer concealer is my favorite. I cannot get over this concealer. So we're going to be using both because I figured they'll go together good. This isn't going to be like a super long wear test today. I think I'm going to do like a 2-day wear test, maybe a 3, and then I'll pop in with like my final thoughts. But as of right now, we're just going to do like a first impressions. I want to give you like raw, never used it, never touched it impression. So I got mine in 210, which is light, medium, neutral, olive. That's something that I'm so happy about because you don't see very many shade ranges with olive undertones, and I have an olive undertone, and I normally have to go for like a neutral because sometimes warm can look too warm, like it'll just pull all the yellow from my skin. Dior does carry olive undertones, so it's nice to see like a more affordable foundation with a olive undertone. Anyway, I am going to prime my face, and while I do that, we're going to talk about some of the claims that this has. So it says, I always prime my face before I use foundation. I want to keep it consistent. This one is the Girl On. I don't find that it has anything to do with longevity. It just hydrates my skin very nicely, and I need hydration. I have dry to normal skin, leaning more on the drier side today because I did not properly prep this morning. I know I'm gonna edit that out, but my husband literally just came in here with like his face shaving cream all over, and he was aggressive, upset. He thought I cut our son's hair. Okay, anyways, what I was saying is I have dry, normal skin. It comes in 36 shades. It says it's medium coverage, natural dreamy finish. I don't know what that means, but I like that. It's supposed to, let's see, a clean skin improving medium coverage foundation powerhouse treatment plus SPF to reveal your best, most vibrant skin using without feeling makeup-y. Your dream skin revealed. Alive, brighter, hydrated, visibly plumper, smoothed, protected. Skincare powered by, here they're highlighting some of their ingredients: hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, peptides, squalane, provitamin B5, arnica, caffeine, Artemisia flower. I don't know what an Artemisia flower is. Anyways, in July 2023 this will expire. I like that they did that. I like that more brands are doing that. Again, it comes in 26 shades. This is what I like the pump. This is a thick, nice cap. It's glass. I don't really like the frost because you can't really see the shade correctly, but that's a me thing. It retails for $42. Medium coverage, it's SPF 25, and it is reef-safe, or so they claim. I don't know. It's not a super runny formula, but it's not thick. It's kind of in the middle, like a very medium coverage. I did like about half a pump, and I'm going to just spread this on my face. My face looks really red because I was messing with it and poking and prodding at it. I did about a pump. My face is super red because I was poking and prodding at it. And again, I got the shade 210. Yes, 210. I gotta bust out my tiny mirror because when I try and look in my other mirror, I use a sponge always for all foundations. I'm going to apply this the way that I enjoy my products to be applied. I don't have a problem with the brush. I just find that because I have such dry skin, a brush just tends to accentuate that, and automatically I always don't ever like the way foundations sit. I was getting a little scared for a moment because while it was sitting on my skin, it was looking kind of green. And that was a little intimidating because I was like, oh, is this gonna pull more of the greens? I have soap still in my sponge. I'm gonna have to go rinse this out. Apparently when I washed my sponge, I didn't do a very good job and I left a ton of soap in there. If I'm squinting, it's because like I do all of this by natural lighting, and the natural light likes to like blind me. Anyway, okay, so here's how we're looking. I really like this. It is very skin-like. I wouldn't say medium coverage necessarily because I'm gonna build it up just a little bit on where really hard to look like a professional today, and I'm not doing a very good job. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna build it up a little bit on my cheeks where I have the most redness. I also evidently missed this entire spot on my face. Oh, go show daddy ew. Okay. This is a really good shade match in person. This is like a really good shade match in person. So I went back and forth between, I think it's like 190 and 210. But the closer that I looked at the model, the way that this is looking a lot, I do feel like this is a really good shade match. Don't mind that I picked at that. I'm sorry. Excuse it. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but in person, it's like my skin, literally. Now, medium coverage, I would say yes. Probably if you did it with a sponge. But if you did it with a brush. With a sponge, I'm still able to see my freckles. Some of my redness is peeking through. I'm still able to see my skin. I'm able to see where I picked. I'm able to see the blemish. I'm sure I could build it up to a more full coverage, but I'm not going to do that because this is the type of coverage that I like. I was a little worried because their concealer is, she's very pretty full coverage considering what I tend to go for. It's like a couple notches less full than the Pat McGrath, but it's pretty up there. When I seen that they were coming out with a foundation, I needed it because I love their concealer so much. It doesn't irritate my skin. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It's like the perfect aging concealer. Like, if you've got some age on you, this is the concealer that you want. Because it's not going to accentuate anything. It's hydrating. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of the concealer on. I didn't put very much today because, like I said, I'm not doing a full on wear test. I'm probably gonna wear it around my house for a couple of hours, but I'm not gonna wear it for a ton of time. I'll most likely do another application and wear test tomorrow. I might do a 3-day wear test. Is that the foundation or is that my skin? I think that's my skin. Okay, so I like that. I think I'm going to leave that where that's at. I'm going to probably bronze a little bit, and I'll be right back to give you like some more thoughts. How you like the fruit punch one? I didn't even dare take one until you tried it.
Okay, I love you, beautiful woman.
I love you too. Yeah, that's a little better. So, first impressions. I'm liking how this is looking. It's not accentuating pores, and I did not put a pore minimizer on. I didn't set very well over on this side. It's not accentuating any of the fine lines I have above my forehead. It is kind of settling in lines I didn't even know I had around here, and making me have 11s that I didn't even know that I had. It's settling in this side of my smile lines a little bit. Again, I have smile lines. Things are gonna settle there, and I kind of always like have expressions, so it's not unrealistic for it to. Again, it's settling in some crow's feet that I didn't know I had, but not like substantially bad. These are just me being like super nitpicky first impressions. But besides that, and it could have been that I just set those creases, but when I kind of pat over it, yeah. But I'm not noticing anything super crazy. I am noticing that I do need to do a deep exfoliation. So, tomorrow's video will be on freshly exfoliated skin, because I have not exfoliated my skin in way too long. But so far, I am not mad at it. I actually really do like it. I was a little scared by the medium coverage claim, because I like light coverage. Like, I like my skin to peek through my foundation so that as it's wearing off, it looks like my skin is just, I want to look like my skin, you know? I don't want it to be too heavy, too cakey, too anything. So I find that very nice that it is like my skin, just a little bit better improved. But yes, so like I was saying, I got mine in 210. I was going back and forth between 210 and I think it's 190, and I wasn't sure, but the closer that I looked at the model, 210 just seemed right. And based off of my knowledge on the concealer kind of runs a little bit light. I think it was, I have the concealer shade 3 2.0, and that's a decent shade for me as an under eye concealer. I think I had 2.5 if I'm not mistaken, or 2.6, don't quote me, but I had a lighter shade, a couple notches lighter. I think I literally just went one shade darker, and it was way too light, like not even highlighter light. I had to mix it because it was so light. So based off of that, I went to the 210, and it's a perfect shade match for me. I'm light to medium, olive skin toned. So I'll be back tomorrow. Seconds for you, but I'll be back tomorrow, or I'll come and check in. It did have a set down. I only really powdered here, here, and here, and then I did add some powder bronzer, but like as for right here, I didn't powder, and it seems to have sat down. So I'll be back in a couple hours to check in, and I'll see you then. So I wanted to give you some up close and personal as to what I was saying, but like right here it's accentuating just a little bit, but everywhere else it looks super nice. It looks like a nice little loomy. Again, don't mind me, I picked at it. I shouldn't have done that, but here's the starting point. Here's what we look like, and I'll be back to check in a couple hours. Okay, so here's my final check-in for day 1. I ate. I get stitched my face, but it's holding up pretty well. Okay, so here we are, day 2 of this wear test. I'm gonna prep my skin the same way. This is one of my favorites when I'm feeling a little bit on the drier side, and I'm feeling a lot drier. My skin's going through it. It's been so cold in the mornings. So I prep my skin. I've got my matcha latte. So we're gonna go in with 1 full pump. That's 1 full pump right there. And I'm going to spread this out all over my face. I put 1 full pump on my face today. And I pumped out another half just in case, but I have 1 full pump on my face as of right now. And we're gonna see. So yesterday I ended up wearing the foundation for, I want to say about 6 hours, 7 hours, hold on, 4, 20, 5, 20, 6, 20, 7, 20, 8, 20, 9, 20, yeah, 5 hours. I ended up wearing it for about 5 hours, and it wore so beautifully. It didn't come off anywhere. It did not smudge, smear, nothing. It's really reminding me of the Charlotte Tilbury, her new one, the Flawless Filter, Flawless Skin, Beautiful Skin, something like that. Her Beautiful Skin foundation is what it's reminding me like. He wanted me to open his little Coco Melon computer thing that he got. It didn't settle into any lines any more than it had already initially settled. Kosas to turn on. Okay, so I still have the half a pump that I had on my hand. I'm just gonna go in with concealer. I just have this sitting on my hand. I should probably try and put it somewhere. I don't really need it anywhere because I'm really enjoying the coverage that I have with 1 pump in the sponge. You could build it up. I feel like it does build pretty nicely based on building it up a little bit yesterday. So far it's working beautifully with a different concealer. I still can see my skin through it. Like, you can still see my freckles, a little bit of my, where I decided to pick my skin. Don't be like me. But it's looking fresh. It's not grabbing anywhere weird. Yeah, it's not grabbing anywhere weird. It's sitting nicely. I'm really liking this a lot. So I'll pop off just some brows, some bronzer. I'm gonna wear this for about, what time is it now? I'm gonna wear it for about 4 hours, 3 hours ish, give or take. And then I'm going to pop back in and do a quick like check-in. I may do a third wear test, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. I think I kind of have some thoughts on this. But yeah, I'm only gonna wear it for about 4 hours because I am going to go to the gym. And I don't wear makeup to the gym. So let me throw on some mascara and brows and bronzer, and we'll be back. Okay, so please excuse my son who is playing with his toy. But I have the Kosas Charismatic Contour on and the Dior Backstage Blush in Coral, number 4. And that's all I have on my face. My brows are the Huda Bomb Brow. Yes. Bomb Brow and the Kosas Air Brow. And that is all that's on my face. I didn't even throw on mascara. I don't even know where my mascara is at. I found it. I have like a mini tube of mascara. Okay, so this has been on for about 10 minutes. It does have like a dry down. I can still feel the tack, but it's not like coming up on my hands when I touch my face, if that makes sense. But it does have a dry down. It seems to have a dry down. It's like really loomy when it first goes on, but it kind of dries down a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see. The shade match is like really good. Like, it's not settling in lines like it was the first day. Yeah, it's not settling in the lines, so I must have set my creases that I didn't know I had. My pores look blurred, and I did not add a blurring primer. My skin just looks like it's soap, but a little bit more hydrated and better. Like, so here is the starting point, and I'll be back in like 4 hours. Okay, so here is our up close. Again, don't mind that I picked my pimple. Even when you think someone has really good skin, sometimes they get pimples, okay? I added a little bit of light because it's kind of a gloomy day today. But here's what we're starting with. As you can see, it's not accentuating smile line, or on here it's looking like it is, but it's not accentuating like it was yesterday. So it's not accentuating smile lines like it was yesterday. It's not accentuating my 11s like it was. It's looking really good. So here's our starting. I did not set it, and we'll be back in 4 hours, or just before I go to the gym. So I've had this on since 12, and it's now 3 in the afternoon my time. And here's what we're looking like. It has not faded. It is gripping around the dry patch from where I picked, so don't pick your zits. It's nasty. It's bad for your skin anyway. But it's worn in so beautifully. It's faded around my mouth because I did not set, and my children like to touch my face. It's faded here where they've touched. It's faded a little bit on my cheeks, but for the most part, it has not faded. So I am going to pop you up. I just want you to see up close and personal, and I'm gonna pop you up and we shall discuss final thoughts and everything. Okay, I love my shirt. Just wanted to tell you that I love my shirt. Okay. So, shade range, really good. 36 shades. Price range, pretty decent. $42 for 1 fluid ounce. 12-month shelf life. I love that it comes in all the skin tones. I do think that the shade range is a little bit hard to see online based off the models. Because like I said, I almost went with the 190 and that would have been way too light. So I'm glad that I based it off of the concealer and I went up to the 210 because that's perfect shade match for me. On camera it might not be looking like it is, but in person it definitely is a good shade match for me. I do feel like my pores look demolished, like they are teensy tiny. I mean, I don't have the biggest pores as it is, but I definitely feel like the visibility of them is so much less. It does have a dry down. It didn't sink into any of my lines. Where it was kind of looking like it was sinking into my smile lines, it hasn't sunk in like it did the day that I powdered. So I feel like this is finicky with powder, and I think it's best worn not powdered. Its wear down is really nice, so I like a light coverage for sure on all of my products, because when they wear down it makes it a little less makeup-y looking, and you can't quite tell where the makeup has worn off and where my skin begins, which is why I like lighter coverage, because I don't want you to be able to see where my makeup is wearing off and my skin is beginning. But this does say it's a medium coverage. I feel like if you were to use a brush, you would get that. With a beauty blender, you're gonna have to use a little bit more product to get there, but I do think that you can get there. The redness that you're seeing is blush that I put there earlier, as you saw, or as I first initially told you. I am getting a little bit shiny, but nothing super crazy. I'm not looking oily or anything. It's just my natural oils are starting to peek through a little bit, and it's not looking bad. I do think that if you're oily, you are going to want to set, because even though it has a dry down, its dry down is like a natural finish look. There's still going to be luminosity to your skin, and I did not set this at all. So here are my thoughts on my 2-day wear. So the first day that I wore this, I did set it. I set it with my Beauty Bakery flour powder. I always set with that, or well, that's the powder I'm working through right now, and I always set it with a puff. I put a little bit and I swish it and pat it down. Anyway, the first day I set it with my Beauty Bakery flour powder, and I'm working my way through that powder. It's actually a mixture of the Beauty Bakery and my Grath face powder. It's not my favorite. It's a little too drying for me. But I do go in very lightly, minimal. I will pick some up, swirl it around, and I'll place that all on my face. So I did not use the most amount of powder, but I did strategically put it through my T-zone on purpose, and I tried to like set my smile lines, because I noticed that the powder was initially kind of like sinking in there at my smile lines area. As you'll see in the close-up footage, it's not sinking in there anymore. It has not worn off, but it's not accentuating it like it was when it first went on. I feel like it looks better the more it's worn in, if that makes sense. And then also on day 1, I noticed that it was settling into some wrinkles that I didn't even know that I had, but I'm 30 and I'm gonna have some. And that's fine. Everybody has some texture to their skin. So I feel like setting it, either I set my wrinkles and didn't like push out the wrinkles and then set them, I just kind of set them in place and it looked not bad. I mean, the more that I wore it, it didn't look any, like, it did get a little bit better, but it wasn't like the best. Not setting it, I love the way that my skin looks. I feel beautiful, confident, radiant. Like I said, it is wearing down around my chin, but not noticeably. I also went in with only one pump and I sheared it out throughout my entire face, and whatever was left on my hand, I just kind of picked it up with my sponge, and I did like about a pump and a little less than a pump and a half on my entire face. Most of it I just put into the sponge, like I pressed it into the sponge. I did kind of build it up around my cheeks. It doesn't look cakey. It's covering. My pores look minimized. Because I feel like this one, but like because I'm about to take this off, it's fine. I literally just put like a tiny little drop on there, and I'm gonna pick up my sponge, this same sponge from earlier, and we're gonna see if you can fix, like if you're in the middle of the day and something happens and you have to like stay longer at work or something, can you touch up your makeup and have it look okay? Because I know with the concealer you can, like the concealer you can like if you're having to go in with more product later on throughout the day, you can, because sometimes I'll pre-film and I will do that. I'll spray my face and add more. Yeah, it touches up pretty well. I'm just bringing down some of my redness at this point. But yeah, it did reapply on itself really well. It doesn't look cakey or weird. It did, like I said, it's gripping to my dry skin on my pimple. Again, that's my fault for picking at it, and I shouldn't have done that. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, I think there's probably some powder left on this, and let's see if I can bring down the shine on my forehead. Yeah, and it looks incredibly well. Like it's set down. It bring back down the shine, whatever shine was there. So it's pretty consistent with the concealer in the sense that you can work with it. It's workable. It's pretty easy to work with. I again love that it comes in a pump. It says to shake well, and this entire time I have not been shaking it. But yeah, so 210 is a perfect match for me. For reference, in the Pat McGrath Skin Finish Foundation, I am light medium 14, and in Dior Backstage and Dior Forever Skin, I'm 2WO. So yeah, if you're interested in this product, I think that you won't be disappointed. Oily skin, I definitely recommend using like a mattifying primer and setting. Dry to normal skin, I think you can get away with not setting and not powder or not using a mattifying. It doesn't initially cancel out your pores, so I would recommend maybe going in with a pore minimizing primer, but as of right now, after 3 hours of wear, my pores look almost non-existent. Like they're minimal, if even that. So for $42, I think it's really nice. I think I have a new holy grail, to be honest with you. It's this, the Guerlain Matte Perfecting, and you know which ones I want to see head to head though? I want to do like a head to head of these two. So stay tuned. I think I'm gonna do that because I'd love to see how these two perform, because consistency wise I feel like they're very similar, like very similar. So I want to do like a head-to-head on which one. But with that being said, that's all for today's video. If you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can be notified whenever I upload a new video, because I upload 3 videos a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'd love for you to join my little family. And if you'd be interested in seeing these two, I'll probably do that on TikTok, and maybe I'll go into more depth if I feel that it needs a YouTube video. So with that being said, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye.